Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. The name of today's podcast is How Can We Not Resist the Moment When We're Upset? And this has been on my mind lately. There's a lot of different things happening around the world that's making people feel nervous and it's giving them anxiety. I've had people call me about politics and things going on at work that they believe is not going in the right direction, people having trouble with relationships. And lately it seems that the calls are coming more often and many people have a heightened level of worry and anxiety about the future. And one person who called actually asked me, Allison, how am I not supposed to resist the moment when I am so upset that things are not okay and bad things are happening and things are not going in the right direction? And in order to answer it, I'm going to first present you with a story that I've told before. After my husband physically left, I was in my bed one night and I was so anxious and I felt like the room was spinning and I was not able to catch my breath. Non-stop feeling of regret and anxiousness and the future. And I started to go in my head. I started to think about, could I have done something different though so he wouldn't have left? Could I have said something different? Could I have done something different 5 years ago, 4 years ago? It was just an unbearable situation because I was trying to get back to the past and undo something. I was trying to reach into yesterday, change it and pull it forward. And we don't realize this. A lot of us do this when we are resisting the moment. Why is this happening? This shouldn't be happening. I wish I did this. Why didn't I do that? And we don't realize that that piece that gets so much energy, that creates so much unhappiness and upset, has already happened. And I'm not saying that you can't have feelings about what happened, but there are a lot of thoughts that usually come with that. And I remember I was up all night and finally in the morning, as I went into the shower, there was something about the water. And I remember something Lady Macbeth said, what's done cannot be undone. And there was something about that moment. It didn't change my current heartache. It didn't change my overwhelm and fear of all that could be. But what it did, it stopped me from looking in the past in a way that I could change the moment. It stopped that kind of feeling like things could have been different, I could have been different. It stopped it and it placed me in the moment. So I stopped resisting what was happening. So at least we're in the moment and we're like, I accept I cannot change the past. Now the second piece is, how can I accept the moment as it is right now? What's interesting about that is that there's a part of us that thinks we have control of it being different once it's already happened. So as I wasn't going back into the past and trying to undo something, but in that moment I had to say, my husband left me. He is not here anymore. And it has nothing to do with heartache. It has nothing to do with preference. It's just, this is what is. So it's almost like if someone wins an election, if something happens in current events, if your team loses the game, this is what is. And although intellectually you're probably listening to this and saying, of course, but so much of our energy, when we think about resisting the moment, so much of our energy in the moment goes to, this shouldn't be happening, this is wrong, this is bad, or again, going back into the past, trying to undo it. And the last piece is projecting it into the future. So here we are in the moment, and part of the resistance is, this is going to be bad for tomorrow. And I remember as I was heartbroken, I was thinking about the rest of my life. I'm going to be alone the rest of my life. I'm not going to be able to afford the rest of my life. My kids aren't going to be okay. So that resistance of the moment created a story because it was wrong in this moment. It had to be wrong in the future. So those are the three elements. There's the past, there's what's happening in the moment, and there's a projection into the future. And when your energy is going all these different places, you're going to have stress, you're going to have worry, you're going to have anxiety, not going to have a clear head, not going to be able to sleep. And there's another way. There's another way in the moment to not resist. And so, how do we do this step by step? The first thing is you say to yourself, what's done cannot be undone. You look at everything that's happened to you before, it's behind a solid wall. You can't get to it, so don't try. It's like banging your head against the wall. It's a form of resistance. And then you come to the moment and you realize that you are not in control. Of course, if it's something that's happening in the moment, you have to make a decision. That's a different case. But most of the time when we're sitting around and we're hearing what's happening in current events, an election, something at work, we're upset because a decision or an event has already happened. And that is out of our control. So we recognize that. I cannot control this. What can I control? I can control my perspective. And my perspective is this is happening. I might not like it, but I'm going to relax my body in this moment and accept it and not judge it and allow my mind to open for my next action, for my next move, for my next thought, for what I need to do to still create the future that I want to see. And as you're doing that, you're also giving up the story of what it means for the future. You recognize the fact that there's an infinite playing field, uncertainty is your best friend, and life has maybe. So you can't know in this moment, whatever is happening, what it means for the future. And if you can do these three things, you are not resisting the moment. And what's so important about not resisting the moment is when you don't resist the moment, you come to it. And then you're able to sit. What is life asking of me in this moment? What is life telling me? What am I truly feeling? How does my heart feel? What do I want to do about this? How do I want to be with this? And everything shifts in that moment. Because when you're not thinking about yesterday and you are not resisting what's happening and you're not telling a story for tomorrow, you are here. And when you are here, you're living. So if there's glory in this moment, if there's something fabulous in the moment, you will feel it. If there's a new idea, you will feel it. If love is in front of your eyes, you will feel it. And if you're in pain, you will feel it. But at least it'll be in the moment. It'll be something that life is asking of you. There's some wisdom to happen. There is something within you that is touching life in its purest form. And you're able to see what will come of that. It's a cracking open to the now. And it's also a cracking open to the infinite field. If we want to live a life on the infinite field, we must make peace with the moment. And that is not resisting it. And then all the stories and all the fears and all the worries, they land. And here we are with the hope and possibility for our next breath, the hope and possibility for tomorrow, and the hope and possibility for whatever life wants to share with us in this moment. We resist the moment because we're afraid we're not okay, because life is not happening the way we desire, the way that we thought. But as Michael Singer always says, you're okay when you decide to be okay. And in this moment, you could not resist and you could declare your okayness. You could open your heart, you could take that deep breath, and you step into what is before you. And life will lead you to the next moment and the moment after that. And when you do this, you will expand to that infinite field, that infinite place of maybe. And in that moment, we can remember maybe everything is still okay. Maybe there's something left for me to experience in this moment. Maybe I will find my way. And most of all, maybe the best is yet to come. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can email me, Allison@AllisonCarmen.com. If you'd like to buy my books, The Gift of Maybe, A Year Without Men, Maybe Everything's Okay, A Parent's Guide to Less Stress and Worry, they're available at all major bookstores and online retailers. If you'd like to buy my Maybe cards or my Maybe digital journal, they're available on Amazon, Etsy, and my Stan store. And most of all, if you like this podcast, I hope you subscribe and leave a comment.